Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I'm taking a look at the latest version of the Thompson Chain Reference from Zondervan, and this is in the 1995 New American Standard. So this is the 95 NASB, and I have it in the Premier Collection, and this one is in tan. A little bit of an orange color. I like that a lot. It looks really good. It comes in the nice sturdy box. There's the information in the specs. It includes the exact same information that all the other comfort print Thompsons have. 9.5 point font. This is the standard size, but just a little bit thicker because of the 36 GSM European paper. So this thing is premium through and through. So let's take a look. First is the tan goatskin. Slightly orange. I like that a lot. It looks really good. It has the a deep green. Nothing printed on the front, perimeter stitching, a little bit of an overhang, so it does have some yap. Art gilt edges, section sewn, you can see the sections there, the lines for the sections. 3 ribbons, really long. Spine hubs, and there's the stamping on the spine in gold. It's a little difficult to read the gold on this tan, but that's okay. And then edge lined with leather, so leather lining, with a gilt line all the way around. And here is the edge line tab. A little bit stiff, but not too bad. Presentation page in the front, and as you can see, it's a little difficult to separate the presentation page. And then this little separation here is because of an overcast stitch line. Overcast stitching adds structure. Makes it a stronger binding. So there's the stitch line. And then that was a look at the paper, 36 GSM European paper. It does feel coated. It is highly opaque. Any show through you see is mostly due to how dark this font is. It is printed in China, and it's the same quality as all the other Premier Collection editions that I've seen. Here's all the information on the NASB from the Lockman Foundation. Here's the information on the Thompson updates. All the updates from the other Thompsons are here. And any errors that have been found in the other Thompsons are fixed in this one. How to use the Thompson. I highly recommend going through this to read how to use the Thompson. It's easy to use. It really is. I'll step you through some of it. A book introduction. This was previously in the back as the book analysis. Now this all been moved to the front, and then they've added major chains. So this is added by Zondervan, major chains in this book. And then it includes the author, date written, purpose, to whom it was written, main theme, keyword, key verse, synopsis, prominent people, and the lesson of the ages, and then the major chains. And you can see a lot of it does have red printing, so it stands out. It's really pretty. And some of this information used to be at the beginning of the book. Now that's all been added to the book introduction. So here's our layout. It does look complicated at first glance. It's easy to use though. If you just look at the text alone, it's a clean text, easy to read. I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about here. 9.5 point font, really dark. This is the Comfort Print typeface designed by 2K Denmark. I'm not the biggest fan of the uppercase N and M for the NASB typeface. It's just my least favorite of the designs, but it's still a good typeface. I like everything else about it. So in the margin we have parallel passages. An arrow shows the beginning of a chain. Then we have the topic name and a topic number, and then a chain reference to the next verse in that topic. It's really easy to use. You can turn to the back at that topic number. You can turn to the back in the numerical index. You'll find all the verses on the topic. Or you can just follow the chains all the way through. It works just like a regular cross-reference Bible, except it's forward moving instead of crossing back and forth. And also it gives you the name of the topic. And that's really it, the main difference. Red verse numbers for the beginning of paragraphs. It is a verse by verse with about 6-7 words per line, depending on where you are in the scriptures. Then in the bottom of the page are the footnotes. Now this is the reduced set of footnotes that's used in a lot of the Zondervan reference editions. So if I wanted to follow expanse, I would turn to Psalm 19:1. And then Psalm 19:1 includes, in this case, the word expanse. It doesn't necessarily have to include the word, though. It's the topic. And then it gives us expanse, the topic number, and then the next verse in the chain. And this is a good look at the poetry. There are a few lines with a single word, but that's really hard to not have that when you have so few words per line. It's also, you can't get more words per line if you want to have a larger font, so it just depends what you want. But the typeface is very consistent. Only show through I've seen so far has been in the places where there isn't any text behind the text. Everything else looks really good. Looks excellent. It's easy to read, easy to use. And as you can see here, in the New Testament, Old Testament quotes are in all caps. It follows the standard 95 NASB setup. So all of the common formatting that's in the NASB is here. The main thing that's different is that this uses the Thompson references instead of the NASB references. Other than that, everything follows the standard 95 NASB. And as you can see, it is a black letter edition. There's black letter. Across the top, we have the book name with reference in the outer margin in red, and then the page number in the center in black. And then in the inner margin is a page summary. That's on every page. A lot of white space in the text. It's easy to read. Paper's easy to turn too. Have no issues turning the pages. Then in the back, that much of it, we have the Thompson Comprehensive Bible Helps. This includes all of the indexes, the alphabetical index, the numerical index, and lots of other study material. So here is the material, and includes principles of Bible study, best methods of Bible study, then the alphabetical index. This is easy to use. Look up a subject you're interested in studying, and then it'll give you the topic number for that subject. Simple to use. Really good for topical study, to find any topic in the Bible. Then once you have the topic number, you turn to the numerical index. And everything's in numerical order. So just look up the number, and then it gives you the topic name, and sometimes a description, and then a listing of the references. Some are in black, some are in red. Those are in red are printed, sometimes printed in full. And also these are the prominent verses, and these are the ones you're going to find in the margins. Not everything is going to be in the margins if it's only just general references. There's a lot of information here. This is excellent for sermon prep, for any kind of Bible study, group studies. The wind is blowing my tree back here behind me, so you might hear that rub across the side of my house. Another thing with the subjects, it uses words from the NASB. So if you're familiar with the NASB, it's easy to use the Thompson. You look up the words that you're familiar with, and then you'll find them back here. The topic names or the topic numbers are the same, regardless of translation. And there's not a lot of differences, but when you have a word that's specific to the KJV, you're not going to find that in this. You're going to find the NASB version of that word in this. But the topic itself will be the same, and the list of references will be the same. So it doesn't go by word, it goes by the actual subject itself. Then also in the back we have a condensed outline of the Bible, and that just steps us through each book of the Bible. Periods of biblical history, a good chart, Bible characters and studies. The information is the same as before, but we have new illustrations and new maps. And these are all the same as any of the Comfort Print editions. So if you're familiar with any Comfort Print Thompson, all the information back here is going to be the same. Prominent characters classified with the meaning of their names. Outline history of the apostles. That's a good chart. Messianic prophecies. I like this chart a lot. I've used this several times. You can preach from this, just from the chart. Bible harmonies and illustrated studies, and there's a lot here. So this gives us lots of maps. Now, these are new maps, but the information is the same as the older edition of the Thompson. And what they've done is they've taken the text, all of this information, and moved it away from the map and put it separately so it's easier to read. Overview of Moses' life. Lots of charts and maps. Overview of Jesus' life with the harmony of the Gospels. It's a really good harmony. The life of Christ. I've used these quite a bit for studies on the life of Jesus. Hours on the cross, post-resurrection appearances. Overview of Paul. Outline history of the early church. That's a really good chart. Distance in miles between Old Testament cities. This is an updated version of the one that was in the previous edition. And this is more information and it's easier to use. Topical treasury. This is excellent. Really good for work, prayer and devotional meetings. It's designed for Christian workers. Now what it gives you is the topic. And then you look up the topic numbers, and then that gives you in the numerical index, and that just gives you the topics as normal. And these are just suggested topics. It's not telling you anything other than giving you the topic. Youth meetings, men's meetings, women's and children's meetings, evangelistic meetings, missionary meetings, Christian workers text, questions and answers that you deal with on a daily basis, memory verses, aids to memorization, places of religious worship and leaders, Hebrew times, seasons, and festivals, and then the dictionary concordance thesaurus. This is the same dictionary concordance thesaurus from Lockman that's used in the other Zondervan NASBs. Really good concordance. I like this. It's got information in it beyond just giving you a list of references. So you have a name, so it does have names, and then it gives you information and then gives you references. So it's more of a dictionary thesaurus. It's really good information here. Excellent for study. Table of weights, measures, and monies, and this includes weights, land measure and length, liquid and dry measures, and then money. So this was missing in the earlier editions. So that's good to see that back. And then we have the color map index. We have 13 maps. These are the same maps that are used in the standard Zondervan study Bibles. Really good maps. Semi-gloss paper, very colorful. But this time we have an index. And they're in divisions. So it's really easy to use. It's easy to find anything you're looking for. I like that. I prefer when they do give us an index. And then 9 pages for notes. This is the same paper as the regular Bible paper, 36 GSM. And then that is it. It's a really good study Bible. I like this one a lot. The 95 NASB does not replace the 77. The 77 is going to remain in print in its current form. So it'll look just like the original Kirkbride edition, but it'll have that darker red font for the words of Christ. And then you'll also be able to buy the 95. So you can have the 77 and 95 if you wanted. The 77 will not be printed in comfort print. But both will be in print. So let's take a look at the size and weight. It is a little bit of a heavy Bible compared to the others. So with the yap bent over a little bit, you're looking at about 6 3/4. If I bend that yap over to about 9 1/2. And 1 7/8. It weighs 3 pounds, 14.9 ounces. So that's my quick look at the 95 NASB Thompson Chain Reference in the Premier Collection. I highly recommend this Bible. If you like the NASB, if you like the 95 NASB, this is an excellent edition to get. Now, I'm not seeing the regular edition, but I do have the regular edition in the KJV, the NIV, and in the NKJV. They're all excellent Bibles. My favorite of all of them is the Premier Collection. I typically use one of the regular editions on a daily basis simply because they're a little bit lighter and a little bit easier to handle and deal with. But if I could only have one, I would prefer to have the Premier Collection. I like it a lot. It is a well-made Bible. It looks great. It's easy to read. Better paper in this one than you're going to get in the regular edition. And it's just a really good Bible. So the Comfort Print edition has a 95 NASB. The 77 edition will remain in print as it is from the Kirkbride files. So we have access to 2 different NASBs in the Thompson Chain Reference. Zondervan did supply this in exchange for an honest review, and my honest review is that is a well-made Bible, and I like it a lot. I highly recommend it if you're a fan of that 95 NASB. I'll place links in the notes so that you can make a purchase if you're interested. Also links to the written review at BibleBuyingGuide.com, where I always go into more detail and answer pretty much any question you have there. If you have any other questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.